they have proved again, and indeed, this launching of the satellite proves that they can hurl an object a considerable distance. Suddenly, all America seems to become scientists, and I'm hearing many, many ideas. And I think that within time, given time, satellites will be able to transmit to the Earth some kind of information with respect to what they see on the Earth or what they find on the Earth. But I think that that period is a long ways off when you stop to consider that even now, and apparently they have the Russians under a dictatorial society where they had some of the finest scientists in the world that for many years been working on this, apparently, from what they say. They have put one small ball in the air. I wouldn't believe that at this moment you have to fear the intelligence aspects of it.
There are times in our history when we have not been first in science, whether in a new invention militarily or in some other field. But there has been no time in the history of the United States when once we knew that we had a job to do, and once we put our talent to the solution of that problem, that we were not able to solve it. As I consider the abilities of our scientists, all that I can say tonight is in the military field, don't sell the United States short. We have a problem. Once we determine that we're going to solve it, we are going to be able to meet that problem effectively. And I can simply summarize this phase of my remarks by saying this. Today, there is no question whatever but that the United States, together with our allies, are strong enough to meet and defeat any aggressor any place in the world. We intend to remain that way, and I'm confident that we are going to maintain that superiority in the years ahead under the leadership that we presently have in Washington.
We have in the program of the United States a solid step-by-step forward-moving program with each step building on the next, and our own program goes far beyond the orbiting of one man. The step beyond Mercury is the orbiting of a three-man laboratory around the Earth, and then descending of this same laboratory around the moon with a re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. These important exploration activities certainly have a great yield in benefit to science and technology.
The achievement by the USSR of orbiting a man and returning him safely to ground is an outstanding technical accomplishment. We congratulate the Soviet scientists and engineers who made this feat possible. The exploration of our solar system is an ambition which we and all mankind share with the Soviet Union, and this is an important step toward that goal. Our own Mercury Man in Space program is directed toward that same end.
The dramatic achievements in space which occurred in recent weeks should have made clear to us all, as did the Sputnik in 1957, the impact of this adventure on the minds of men everywhere who are attempting to make a determination of which road they should take. Since early in my term, our efforts in space have been under review. With the advice of the Vice President, who is Chairman of the National Space Council, we have examined where we are strong and where we are not, where we may succeed and where we may not. Now it is time to take longer strides, time for a great new American enterprise, time for this nation to take a clearly leading role in space achievement, which in many ways may hold the key to our future on Earth. I therefore ask the Congress, above and beyond the increases I have earlier requested for space activities, to provide the funds which are needed to meet the following national goals. First, I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
Those who came before us made certain that this country rode the first waves of the Industrial Revolution, the first waves of modern invention, and the first wave of nuclear power. And this generation does not intend to founder in the backwash of the coming age of space. We mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too. Even though I realize that this is, in some measure, an act of faith and vision, for we do not now know what benefits await us. But if I were to say, my fellow citizens, that we shall send to the moon 240,000 miles away from the control station in Houston, a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall, the length of this football field, made of new metal alloys, some of which have not yet been invented, capable of standing heat and stresses several times more than have ever been experienced, fitted together with a precision better than the finest watch, carrying all the equipment needed for propulsion, guidance, control, communications, food, and survival on an untried mission to an unknown celestial body, and then return it safely to Earth, re-entering the atmosphere at speeds of over 25,000 miles per hour, causing heat about half that on the temperature of the sun, almost as hot as it is here today, and do all this, and do all this, and do it right, and do it first before this decade is out, then we must be bold.